test run. Yeah, 1979 in the Ole Miss Notre Dame Hall. We called it the Green Bomb. It was sponsored by my dad's good friend from Seattle, and they owned Evergreen Roofing Company. So they sponsored us, and Evergreen Roofing U-10 was born in 1979. Yeah, from 79 up to about 1991, I've driven Merlin stuff for Chuck Hickling. I drove Brian Keel's dual automotive boats, and never really got to compete. We were barely qualifying. So in 1991, Ron Jones Jr. got a hold of me, and the American Spirit was born, and it was a turbine-powered boat, and that's when I really started racing and got to compete. With the American Spirit theme, you know, it was red, white, and blue. Persian Gulf War was going on. Everybody's really feeling patriotic. I was too, and we're just a hit. It's just popular, red, white, and blue. And so we go to Madison, Indiana on 4th of July, our third race. And well, Steve Woomer, they had the Winston Eagle. He had a bet going on I'd blow it over by the third race. Well, we get to the third race. I'll be darned if we didn't win. On 4th of July, red, white, and blue. That was just. Being my first win was one thing, but the whole combination of everybody, we had vets, veterans there that were wounded and stuff, and so the camaraderie and the family scenario in Madison, Indiana, on the 4th of July, that was a pretty good win. His character is an understatement. Very serious on the other side. Anything for you place did not even, that wasn't in books. And I kind of joked around that Bernie would give me, or any driver that he hired, anything they wanted. So I kind of joked that if I said, Bernie, I want that cockpit cut off, turn around backwards, and I'm going to drive through the mirrors, he'd be running over telling his crew, cut that cockpit off and turn it around because he'd drive through the mirrors. But then he'd come back and go, okay, boy, you better win the race. You know, that's it. So anything for you, but you better win. In fact, in 1979, it seemed like every time I got out in the course with Bill Evergreen Roofing, Bill come out in the blue plaster. It was just intimidating as could be. I mean, I was even that young, aggressive, and cocky, but that made me nervous. I think, well, people on all boats, and to be out in the water with me and Bill, it's intimidating, but it's sure fun.
Did Bill ever come to you with any advice? Or?
Yeah, he did. That boat, he had qualified it before, attempted or tried to qualify it for another team. I don't know which one it was, but he said, Mark, listen, you know, that boat's a handful, and you knew, and he says, here's what you got to do, you know. He explained to me how to set the boat. Get in there, get up as hard as you can, get off the throttle a little bit, set the boat, get back on it, you know. And my dad had explained that a little bit, but I thought it was pretty cool that they'll come out and say, listen, boy, you know, be careful on the thing, and get it through the turn, you know. Bill was big on turns, that's where you know, I just always liked Meyer Slovak, and he ran in Chelan and Oahu, and of course I knew Chuck Hickling all those years, and they were all just kind of Tommy Foltz. I mean, I just could go on through the list. I didn't really have a favorite at the time. My dad.
Yeah.
Of course, Bill Muncie was the name, you know, so those were the heroes. I didn't watch the starts and the game as much as I did later on in the year. So just the whole game. He's working at his marina. He's retired from the big boats. He's going to be my radio man this year, so it's just going to be fantastic. And last year he was on the radio for the last race, and we communicate with very little words, and I don't like to talk on the radio too much. I'm still old school. We were used to race with no radios, and I don't like anybody talking to me when I'm running. So Mitch's voice is calm. It's totally confident feeling, so it's going to be cool to have him there. But he's up in Lake Chelan with the marina. He services engines and pleasure boats, and then stores them in the winter, gets them back out in the spring for the tourists, and that's his livelihood right now. Being that I like to work on the boats too, and this boat was very ill handling. It's had trouble. How many guys have been on their head in this boat? You know, 1, 2, 3 I can count up right now. You know, it's been kind of a handful, so it's a fun challenge to try to get this boat to handle well. And so what the changes we've done this winter is what I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to getting to Madison and experiencing the changes that we did, and feeling the boat being a lot better handling and faster and so on.
What's your favorite movie?
Madison. Madison.
Oh, okay. Okay, well that's logical. You have a favorite book or author?
Well, Dancing with Disaster, the one I wrote.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, that was adrenaline rush. You'll smash it. So go clear the top. Go right up here again. Maybe let her down and then go back up. Now mash her clear up here. Mash it hard. Huh.